Hello and good morning to another episode of Naked Turner. This morning I'm going to be turning an oak baby rattle. I made an attempt yesterday to do one out of oak with captive rings, but the oak was too splitty. It wanted to split out on the rings too much. The grain was kind of going in the wrong direction, and it had a few checks in it that were not conducive to where the rings were on this little rattle that I was trying to create. So I'm going to do something a little different today, and I thought I would shoot this video. This rattle is for a friend of mine named Simon and his new baby boy named Eli. So I'll be trying to create a rattle today. Since I had a failure yesterday, I thought I would try to shoot this video today. Alright? Safety. Always remember to read, understand, and follow all of the shop safety rules for each tool that you're using, and most of all, protect your eyes. Alright, so I have a piece of close to 1.5 inches, maybe 1.5 inches by 1 3/8 white oak, chucked up between centers, or between my chuck and my rear tailstock center, and I'm going to just be roughing that in with a roughing. It's a roughing gouge that is a little bit of a detail gouge as well, because it's got a fairly flat surface to it, and I have it swept back. So there we go. Turn up the speed right around 1200. And I just love the finish. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty much, it's so polished it does not really require any sanding, although I probably will still sand. And I'm going to run back the other direction now. There we go. Okay, so that gets me into cylindrical shape. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so now what I want to do is lay out what I'm going to be creating. So what I intend to do is make a hollowed out section of this somewhere down in here, and then a handle. And the hollowed out section will be capped, glued and capped, so that I can put a few beans inside of it to make it into a shaker. So that will be getting parted off, doing a little bit of rounding on that end, and then making a cap here, up an area to part, and then the rest of the hollow section, and then this will be a handle in here, coming down to a small pommel. So there we go. First thing I want to do is create the lid, hollow out, then I'll minimize the shape in here. I want to keep as much structure as I can until I get to the point where I'm narrowing the handle so I don't get too much vibration. Alright? And in order to do that, I'll be switching over to my Cindy Drosta tool. So just like with my lidded vessels, I'm leaving a little bit of a shoulder, the piece attached to my headstock, so that I know right where my tenon, what size my tenon was. It'll make it easier to sneak up on that. Alright, I'm cutting off some clean rag here. And then on this particular piece, I'm just using butcher block conditioner, no shellac, because this is a baby rattle. So even though the shellac would be fine, this just makes me feel a little better. I'm just using wax and edible oils. Okay, let's move this out of the way for a sec. And spin this up. Finishing is this end right here. Alright, and that's good enough. Just want to get a little bit of finish on that. Alright, now coming in. And I'll be parting this head off. I'm going to loosen my tailstock ever so slightly. Cutting off the piece here. And there it goes. Free. Chopping off my tailstock. And getting rid of that little nub. There we go. Find a little bit of sanding right there. Right. So I've done a little bit of boring just with a drill bit, and now I'm going to do some hollowing to bring me out to that shoulder that you see there. And it's a little bit off-centered, but I'm hoping I'll be able to straighten that out right now a little bit. Moving the tailstock completely out of the way. And increasing my speed. Real close. Looks like a little bit more though. Okay, that should be it. There we go. Perfect fit. Okay, so I just came back here to the camera and noticed it was out of focus. So I'm just going to show you. I hollowed this out. I came up to my shoulder of that tenon. And then now I have a really nice fit for this button that's going to go on the end. I'm going to get some black beans, put some black beans inside of there, and then glue this cap on and finishing the rest of that. Okay, so I have half a dozen black beans inside of here, and now I'm going to put some glue on my cap and glue this in, and then those little beans will be able to rattle around in there and make noise. Alright, So I have a little glue on my cap. Then I'm going to take about half a dozen of these. Actually, it looks more like maybe 8 or so little black beans. Push my lid in. And actually, I want to try to align my grain, which I can't really well here. Exactly what it looks to me. Right there. Yeah, that's pretty well aligned. All right, beautiful. Now what I'm going to do, take my tailstock back down. I can use my tailstock in order to pressurize this slightly. So take this tailstock over here along with the pressure block. Hopefully this will work. It should. Now I'm just going to bring my tailstock down, lock it off, and bring this little wooden block in with a little bit of pressure. Alright, changing camera angle here. So now you can see I have this pressurized here with my tailstock, just a little bit of pressure, and it's squishing out some glue, which is great. And then I know my hollowing goes down to right about there or so. So what I'm going to do is sort of curve that in. And then I'll make the handle and the pommel. And it'll be moved down a little bit from there, since I kind of moved everything down a hair. Okay, I'm removing the little burn mark from rubbing on here. Okay, so here it is with the finish on it. I'm not sure where my card flunked out on me, but there it is with the finish on. It's got a little rattle, and I'm going to part it off right now. There we go. So there it is, little baby rattle. I'll sand that, put some finish on it, and it's ready to go. Finished. Baby rattle. Hope you enjoy.